Hello, Jason Parker here. Welcome, the man cave. I don't. Isn't the man cave like the dumbest term ever? Like, oh, my lights are about to fall. Don't fall. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Um, Box office for the week. It's Monday, guys. It's Monday. This last week, Avatar number one at the box office, fourth straight week, 21 million. This puts it at, if I can close this thing, $342 million just here in America. I think they're at 1.2 billion around the world. Number two, it's first week. I'm a big horror fan. I've not got a chance to see this yet, but Primate, I heard it's crazy. I heard it's super gory. Man in a rubber suit, love that. $11 million. Number two. Number three, for the third week in a row, fourth week in a row, Housemaid. They made another $10 million. They're $93 million. They're definitely getting a sequel. Number four, the sequel to one of my favorite cartoons of all time, Zootopia. That's right, Zootopia 2. They made another 10 million. They're up to 378 million in the United States. They're at 1.5 billion. It's going to be the biggest animated film of all time, Zootopia 2. And number five, Greenland 2 The Migration, only opened to 8.4 million. If it's early January, it's got to be a Gerard Butler film, right? And then number six was Marty Supreme and Timothy Chalamet. He just won the Golden Globe last night, so good for him. Um, I recently talked about movies that I'm looking forward to that are coming out soon, and I missed a couple of them. November 3rd of this year, and it'll already have been released in Japan a few months before that, but we have Godzilla Minus Zero. Godzilla Minus One 2 years ago was a huge film. They even released it in black and white. It won the first ever Oscar for a Godzilla film. This is actually the 39th Godzilla film, so I know a lot of people are super excited for that. Then we have on February 13th, so coming up soon, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. It's Sam Rockwell, so just take all my money. I love that guy. I've always loved that dude. Ever since he was dancing in Charlie's Angels 1, just an all-star. He's a guy from the future who shows up at a diner here in LA and has to get them to help fight AI. And so to me, it looks a lot like Kyle Mooney's film Y2K from last year. It's like the same aesthetic and same thing fighting robots. So I don't know, but it's directed by Gore Verbinski. He hasn't made a film in about a decade. You know Gore Verbinski from the Pirates of the Caribbean. He made the first three. He made that great The Ring remake, which I know people who are horror fans who watched The Ring remake and said, that's it, I'm not watching horror movies anymore. Zazie Beetz is also in it, and she has another movie coming out. It's actually March 27th. It's called They Will Kill You, and it's coming out the same day as Ready or Not 2, and it's literally looks identical to Ready or Not 2. Zazie Beetz plays a woman who takes a job at a giant building in New York, and it turns out it's run by Satanists. And the whole thing, the trailer, it's wild. It looks like The Raid. She's just going around fighting people, killing them, stabbing them. It's coming out the exact same day as Ready or Not 2. And I know I said I was excited for Ready or Not 2, but I think I'm actually more excited for They Will Kill You. Another little thing I was thinking about doing today, since, this is content, right? And I need to do content. I was thinking about mentioning a couple films that I kind of feel like that were a big deal when they came out and nobody ever talks about them anymore. The first one came out in 99. I didn't watch it when it came out in 99. And that year, the Academy Awards, Kevin Spacey, he won the Best Actor, and I was a big stoner at the time, 20 years old, and I was working at a Carl's Jr., which is the same place that he's supposed to be working at, the Mr. Smiley. They used a Carl's Jr. somewhere to film that, so I was like smoking weed, thinking I was cool. Of course, Kevin Spacey, Kevin Spacey in 2000 was a different guy. One of the people he competed against was Denzel Washington, which I had never really been into. I never had a class in a history class that made us watch Glory or Malcolm X, so I just never really been into him. A year later, I watched The Hurricane from 1999. 5 minutes into it, I said, why did Denzel not win the Academy Award instead of freaking Kevin Spacey? The Hurricane's so amazing. Deborah Kara Unger, too, from The Game is in it. She's in enough movies, but she's great, has a small role. But The Hurricane, Norman Jewison, he won a this guy's won Academy Awards and he's been nominated for who knows how many. Directed it, great movie, The Hurricane. If you haven't seen it, it's basically a song based on a Bob Dylan song. This guy, Reuben Carter, he gets falsely accused of murder. This is the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. It's also, the song's used really well in Dazed and Confused, but I digress. So check out The Hurricane. If I don't even know if you've ever even heard of it. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Freaking amazing. Denzel, and then of course they make up for it 2 years later and they give him the Academy Award for Training Day, which it was good, but like, yeah, another movie which was a huge thing when it came out, and I feel like no one ever talks about it, and maybe it's because it never got a sequel, even though right from the get-go they said it was going to get a sequel, and that is 2007's Wanted. It was based on the comic book from Mark Miller. He's the guy who did Kick-Ass and Secret Service. Super adult comic. I knew from the get-go that they've kind of like toned it down. They got rid of all the anal sex references. This was like, I think, the second movie I saw James McAvoy in. Angelina Jolie was she was front and center on the posters, shooting her gun sideways. If you haven't seen this movie, they shoot bullets sideways. It was pretty corny at the time, but like seeing Angelina Jolie, who, by the way, she's the only white woman I ever know who's been referred to as exotic every time they talk about her. But so, bam, shooting these guns sideways, silly stuff. Common is in it, totally underused. They just like put him in it. I'm sure there's scenes that were cut out with him, but totally underused. Terrence Stamp, I don't even remember Terrence Stamp being in it. Morgan Freeman's in it. A lot of people now will watch it and go, Chris Pratt. That's kind of what it's known for now, is like a young Chris Pratt. But it was directed by Timur Bekmambetov. Sorry, he's now the producer of all those Screen Life movies. Unfriended, War of the Worlds, produced all that stuff. And I don't know why. But at the time when he came and did Wanted, he had been known for these films he made in Russia called Nightfall, or Night Watch, and Day Watch. Super cool fantasy films set in modern day Russia. That film series and Wanted, I feel like they both kind of talked about making more, but it was probably just exhaustive, and it's probably easier just to make a film where someone's looking into an iPhone camera. So, but that's it, guys. It's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Rocking and rolling. I'm feeling pretty good. I really didn't want to make this video. I don't even like doing this stuff. It makes me... The thought of someone seeing the things that I'm making just makes me want to, not exist at all. But I'm doing it, so if there's something that you've really wanted to do, and just sit down and do it. If you've been wanting to send something in, show something to somebody, show it to them. There's nothing bad can happen. Now, at the same time, if they don't say anything, that's just as bad as them saying it's horrible. So it stinks, whatever you do,